love it. It sounds like there's something for everybody. And I love
Yeah,
when
there
you,
is.
because it's like I'm in history class. It's so cool. I did not know that it was a previous capital. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah.
And then what, like, I know in Sacramento, we're kind of in a mixed market. Some houses, some of our listings are getting multiple offers, some are sitting, just depends on the condition and what
Yeah.
else is available. If somebody wants to make an offer there, what does a winning offer look like right now in your area?
So it's kind of twofold question here. So because obviously we know any home that's sitting on the market. So our average days on market here are actually like in the 50-day range. So if you see something sitting like 40, 50 days over in Contra Costa, you're like, what the heck? Because the days on market over there are like 30. So that is where, if you're in Solano County, Benicia, Vallejo, Fairfield, Vacaville, this area of Solano County, you can expect 50 days on market, and that's not where people are freaking out. It's just people are taking their time here, and the price ranges are a little bit different, and our loan limits are a little bit different than Contra Costa. So a winning offer, if a home just comes on the market and it's priced accordingly, it's priced close to the comps, you can expect to see maybe an offer or two on it. If you see a home that's priced well below what the comps are, expect to see multiple offers. So right now, sellers are kind of getting savvy and saying, we're not going to chase the market. If the home is worth $800,000, we're not going to put it on the market at $800,000. We're going to put it on the market at like $725 because we want to drive traffic to it. So any home that you're seeing that is priced like almost too good to be true, it almost is. So they're doing that as a pricing strategy, so that way that you're getting multiple offers on a property. So you need to make sure you're coming in at a fair market value for most of those homes. But if something's been sitting for a while, I mean, you can write a winning offer at asking, and sometimes even asking for your closing costs to be covered. So, I know that sellers are getting a little frustrated in our area because their home is not, flying off the shelf like it was in 2020. And there's a few sellers that I think are still living in that space, when really we have to get to a place of saying we're at a higher interest rate, the market is normalizing, and it has to normalize. I mean, we kind of hit a ceiling. I don't know if you guys felt that way in Sacramento, but we definitely hit a ceiling here where we had people paying $200,000 over appraised value in 2020 for homes, that weren't worth that amount. So now we're seeing a correction period of that, but it's not that we're in a housing crash here. It's not like we're seeing the market is totally flopped. We're just in a normalized market, which I think is a really healthy thing. So how we're explaining it for buyers, you want to get a winning offer, you need to come in with your best foot forward, and it all kind of is based off of how that listing is first launched. So are they launching it? Are they overpriced to begin with? Are they really close to the best on comps, or did they price it under market? So that's how we're kind of able to guide our buyers on how to actually make a winning offer. And for our sellers, it's the same thing. Get in front of pricing. So a lot of our sellers are finally getting with the program and saying, we're going to go ahead and just drive traffic to it. And as long as we can get eyes on the property, as long as it's presented in the right light, even if it's a fixer, as long as you're just presenting it as here, you're getting to see what it is, we're seeing things move. I had 16 listings here in the last like 30, 40 days. And we only have a handful of those left. So things are moving. Yeah.
Yeah. And we tell our clients, like, what would be an offer price that you'd be willing to offer today, but that you wouldn't be like upset if you didn't get it tomorrow? Or, like you said, putting your best foot forward, because we don't always know, that information could change. Like, we have no offers, but now we have offers, and then it's hard to guide sometimes
Right.
So put your best foot forward. If you but sometimes we'll say, if you aren't worried about it, offer lower and see what happens.
Right.
If you're not going to be disappointed, that's, totally fine too.
Yeah.
Okay. So, and then what do most buyers want right now in your market? Like commute time, schools, like what do you feel like people are looking for? And obviously it varies, but what are you seeing, I guess, a commonality in buyers right now?
You know what we primarily have, when we were looking at kind of the sales that we've done this year, we are realizing that we have a lot of relocation. And one of that is just kind of just within our local area. It's not necessarily that they're relocating out of state, but we have, for all kinds of different reasons, I've got clients that are leaving the Benicia area and moving across the bridge because they commute 30 to 45 minutes every day, but they're paying a bridge toll, and the bridge toll is now higher. So they're like, so I don't have to pay, $12 to $24 in bridge toll every day. I just want to get across the bridge. So that's one thing to think about with Benicia, that if you're someone that is going to be commuting into the city, or if you're going to be commuting somewhere else, when you live in Benicia, we do have a ferry that's in Vallejo. Vallejo is just 10, 15 minutes away. So you can take the ferry and have a nice ride over to San Francisco if you're a commuter, which a lot of people do that. But we don't have a BART system here in Benicia, so that you'd have to drive across one of our bridges to get to the BART station. So we're starting to see that some people are, if they commute, that they're moving out of Benicia to get closer to one of those commuter spots. Or we're seeing that people then are moving actually out your way and a little bit further. And it's either because of family, or a lot of the baby boomers are downsizing right now. Benicia was notorious for being like an older town. It had kind of an older demographic, and it was by the water, and there wasn't a lot to do here back in the day. So even though it's one of the safest towns around, I mean, it really is Pleasantville, USA. I just love it. I mean, at any point in time of the day, you can see people out walking their dogs or going for runs, and kids walking to school. And I mean, our crime rate is very, very low. So that's something to know about Benicia. It's a very safe town. But when you're talking about having an older demographic of people, and we have a lot of double, two or tri-levels or split level homes, we're seeing a lot of people are moving and they're downsizing, and they're saying, you know what, I don't need to be where the school system is the best, where Benicia has great schools. So people are moving to get maybe more bang for their buck on the outskirts of certain towns and things. So yeah. I don't even remember your question. What was your question?
We asked what most new buyers want in your market. Like,
so that's what we're seeing for in terms of like people kind of like going out of the area. We're doing a lot of relocation this year, but people that are coming into Benicia, we're seeing a lot of young families now. So back in the day, it used to be kind of a baby boomer town, and maybe people were just starting some families, or then now it's kind of grown into an older town, and we're starting to see that a lot of young families are kind of coming in. So people are coming into Benicia because I think of the safety aspect and the school system, and the affordability, because if you just go across the bridge into Contra Costa, then the prices shoot up 30% higher. And so it really, I mean, Contra Costa, I do tons of business over there, and I do tons of business in Napa. And so both of those areas are very different depending on like what you're looking for. Napa also has some really great schools, but Contra Costa is just a bigger town. So there's more to do, where Benicia, when you're moving here, you're intentional about wanting to be like a water town. You want to be on the water, you're into water sports, or you want to have that small town feel. So that's what we're seeing people move into Benicia for.
Okay. Well, Thanks for sharing that. Yeah, it's interesting to see what buyers are wanting, or the commuting thing. I mean, that makes sense. People are leaving that town sometimes to be closer to BART and all of that.
Yeah.
And then what keeps you there? Like, why did you choose to live there? What keeps you there? I guess we'll end with that question. Okay. See if I get to our comments.
You know what? What brought me back was family, and what keeps me here is family. I now have built such a tight-knit community here. It's kind of funny, wherever I go, people say, are you running for mayor? Are you running for mayor? Because I am very much so involved in all things Benicia. I'm like the biggest rah-rah Benicia person. I started a series called Living Local. And so I go out into different gyms or to different businesses, and I highlight their businesses, and I try the different gyms for a whole week, and I get to showcase our town and all these different small businesses. I'm really passionate about small business owners. I think that's what makes Benicia so beautiful, is we have a lot of mom and pops and not a ton of like huge corporations that are here. So it makes just that small town feel, it brings life into the community. So what keeps me here is knowing that I've got relationships that are so deeply rooted in the community that I couldn't imagine being anywhere else. I love being able to go out to our farmers market on Thursday evenings and walk with my family and, see everyone, see all the different businesses and patrons and people I know in the community. And then be able to, I mean, I live, work and play here. So it's somewhere I don't necessarily know. My husband says that maybe if we go somewhere, we might move to Bali one day. I think that might be the only place I might consider because Benicia really has my heart. So yeah, if you ever come, please come say hello. I will take you to lunch and I'll show you all the fun eateries, and we can just eat our little foodie hearts out.
Yeah, I would love that. I would love that. Thank you so much. We'll give her a round
Of
of applause. Thank
course.
you for being here and just giving us all the insight into Benicia. And we'll make sure, yeah, if you have Benicia questions, she's your gal. So thanks for
Yes,
being with me.
of course. Thanks. All right, we'll talk
Bye.
soon. Bye.